So it's day 45 of my YouTube journey, and I wanted to quit last week, but I didn't. And I want to share with you a little bit of the shifts that I made that helped me to stay engaged and keep me going on creating these videos. And so, one of the biggest things that I did was I changed my approach of how I'm making these videos. And so what I did was, instead of approaching it like a hobbyist where, hey, I'll make some videos, it'll be fun, to actually turning pro. This was inspired by a book that I read a while back, but I reread from Steven Pressfield, that's titled Turning Pro. And so as soon as I made that shift, then I started approaching this YouTube video differently. Now, I do still am going to do a bunch of other things in my life, right? So as some of I'm a COO for a nonprofit. I also have a consulting practice, and I do some creative work in the sports world. And so there's still a lot of things that I'm doing. But even with this, even though it's not going to take up a lot of my week, I still want to approach it with great intention and professionalism, because I think those who are investing their time and energy and their focus and their attention to watch these videos, I think that's what at the least that I could do to show my appreciation. And so it's been fun. Last week I only made one video, which is an update video like this one, where I shared a little bit about how my motivation has gone and how I wanted to quit. But the reality is the motivation is still not there. But the mindset shift of turning pro has helped me to keep going. And so this is where we are. And so I'm going to keep making videos, and I kind of extended my commitment to this YouTube channel to see where I could take it. And so what it means by turning pro is getting real. And so what that means is getting real about like my intention and what I'm doing and what is the value that I want to create. And so one is understanding who my audience truly is. And so as I began to keep thinking about, when I'm making these videos, who am I talking to? I think what I'm coming to a realization is I'm talking to others that are wanting to create a YouTube channel like I am, right? And so maybe I'm day 45 and maybe they're just getting started. And I thought it'd be of great value to have a playlist of my weekly update videos as I'm learning how to be a YouTube creator and getting to a place where people want to learn and see, how I got to where I hope to be getting. Secondly is also I think the audience that I'm watching this video is also those who are primarily YouTube creators that are wanting to see a difference in their life, want to see a change in their life, want to uh, have a life that is flourishing, that is beautiful, that is different than their status quo of today. And I think that's why a lot of YouTubers start being a YouTuber, is because they're not okay with the status quo. And so I thought, hey, knowing that about who's watching, maybe I'll bring some of the 20 years of walking with creators and artists and entrepreneurs and kind of navigating seasons of change. I thought that content would be great. And so I'm actually working through a YouTube playlist that's going to be a course that's going to just share with you a framework that I use for over 20 years to help people launch their creative projects, their businesses, their nonprofits, and so forth. So I thought that might be something that could be of great value to add to this. So let's go to the metrics, right? So this week I posted one video and one short. So the video that I posted was last week about my weekly update, but I created a little bit more a polished short, talking a little bit about how I'm choosing to turn pro. And it was actually a lot of fun. It wasn't like me just talking to a camera with no edit. It was actually some thought went behind it, and just trying to make sure that I was able to, in a very short amount of time, provide some clarity and some courage for you that could be helpful for you. And so that's what I did. And I think one of the things that of course, plus one is, again, it's additive. So I'm grateful for the one extra subscriber this week. But I think the number one thing that YouTube Studio has keep pointing out is that my average view percentage of my videos have increased. So it's 84.7% average view percentage, which means people who start watching my videos are watching my videos rather than clicking off. And so I think that's really good. So instead of making a long-winded video, I think what I wanted to do is just leave you with an encouragement for those who are on the YouTube journey like myself. Let's just get started. Don't need to overthink, don't need to overanalyze, but really get started just like I did and learn and adjust and learn and adjust. We call this course correction in my consulting world, where a lot of times when people are trying to do something, they spend way too much time overthinking and also pivoting. So they're staying in the same position, but what they're doing, should I go left? Should I go right? Which is the right way, rather than just getting started day by day and making sure that you have a posture of curiosity, and also being real with the metrics and making course corrections as you continue to build and discover, what is it that you're trying to create. And so I think that's really, really important. And so for you who are maybe on day 30 or day 20 or maybe even day zero, my biggest encouragement for you is just to get started. I'm only on day 45 and I've learned a ton, not only about YouTube, but really about what I really want and what is a change that I seek to make for my own life. And so, as you'll see in some of the other videos and other playlists, you'll see that I've simplified my playlist where I have one that's specifically for this YouTuber journey. And so I think it'd be fun to see, my first video and to see my weekly updates. And so watching them in sequence has been really interesting for me to see how much I've changed. But also another one called The 5 Dimensions of Flourishing, where I really think that giving someone a framework of how to see their life and really provide some tools to create some, 1% improvement in each of those areas could really help you and myself live a life that is meaningful, a home that is beautiful, and a future that's better. And so I invite you on this journey. I think most people who are watching and engaging with this content, and obviously on the comments below, some of you are a few steps ahead giving me some advice, so I'm very grateful for that. But yeah, I think I'm getting clear on who I'm making these videos for. And hopefully that's you, and hopefully it's giving you some value, some encouragement, some clarity to keep creating that change you seek to make, not only for your own life, but for your community and hopefully the world. All right, thanks for watching. I'll see you next week.